first day up the farm today, so Michelle is going to clean the inside of the car with some wipes just to get a wee wipe down. I'm going to check the T4 since the first time since in the new year. So there we go. I don't know how great you could see that, but as you could see, the Bilhamber, the rust treatment, that's what happens if you don't spray over the top of it. That's been, well, I don't know, at least a month it's sat out in the elements. So I'm going to basically sand all that back off today and retreat it and then paint over it. There is that bit all back to shiny, well, as shiny as I could get it anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and put a couple of coats of the Bilhamber Hydrate 80 back on it again. This time I'll treat it with paint. There, it's not so sunny anymore, but so you hopefully see a bit better. I've given it 2 coats of the Bilhamber Hydrate 80. Just waiting for that to dry, and then I'm going to give it, I usually give it a coat of Electrox, the Bilhamber Electrox, but I know that's wrong now and I have to give it a coat of Weld and then Electrox, and that was one of my subscribers in the comments that told me that, so thank you for keeping me right. I'll do that once it's dried a bit more. There it is with the 2 coats on. Not when it's dark as it normally does, but I'm just going to roll with it anyway. There it is with a coat of Weld and then a coat of Electrox primer. Daylight's beating me, so come back to this tomorrow hopefully. There's the wing of the inner wing of the van. Oh, it's got the primer on it, but today I was going to put the inner wing that I've got ready to replace there, but I'm not going to just now because I'd rather do the front cross members first. So I'm going to leave that just now, and I'm going to go on to taking the front cross member off to work on that, because the ends are pretty shitty. It's had repairs and that as well. I'm not happy with them. Top half of them look okay, but this bottom bit is pretty shit. I might replace the whole thing altogether if it's beyond repair, but I'm going to take it off, take the knot wheel across it and see how bad it is. There I've got the front cross member off, there it is there. Come back to that, but that's it off. It was actually easier than I thought. I just had to disconnect those little electrical bits there, so disconnected off the top near where the light is. A couple of screws, about 6 bolts to take it off. Obviously you just pop these little bits out to get the radiator off it. That was easy enough as well. I've got it held up with baler's twine just in case, and it's resting on the 4.5 litre drum, 5 litre drum, whatever that is, 5 litre drum, 25 litre drum. So across the cross member. I don't know if it's worth salvaging or not, to be honest. The bottom looks like it would clean up. All the light around the mirror, the lights and that, all that's fine. Backside. So I don't know. Me being a cheapskate, I would salvage it, but then is it worth it? This end's clearly rotten. It's going to need some. I'll need to buff it back, see how bad the repairs it needs. In fact, I think that's to do, hit it with a knot wheel and just see how bad it is. That should do to keep the worst of the rain off. Don't know how long it will last, but it'll do now, keep it off the radiator. Looking at the rest of it, this is the worst bit, so I've cleaned that up just to have a wee look. I'm going to cut this previous repair off and see what lies underneath and see what I would have to do to repair it. Right, I've got that rusty bit cut out. The previous repair here just seems to be a bit flat bar welded in squint because there's a step in it there, so it's still a bit bad there, so I'm just going to cut down there and cut this out as well and redo that whole bit. There we go, there's that bit removed. I've given it a wee sweep out inside. We'll take this opportunity to give it a good dump with a hammer all the way around and try and empty some of the rust that's accumulated on the inside out. That's the same gauge as that, but luckily Kev has bits of shipping container which appears to be the same gauge, so yes. I've transferred my fold line to the back side. I'm going to heat it up with a gas bottle, the yellow one, the map gas, and then smash it with a big hammer to get the fold in it. There, I've got it folded over. I'm going to clean that paint off it now. There it is, folded up and cleaned up and placed in. I've made this end a little short. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to deal with that now. The actual fit's not too bad. It's weldable anyway. I have to trim a little bit more off it at the top there. All in all, I'm pretty happy with that. I've flipped it over. This is the underside, and as you see there's rot in there, so I'm going to cut this along here and down there also. Cut this, refabricate another bit. I made a bit for the bottom side, but it's shit, so I'm going to do away with that and start again. There is my template made for my second attempt at my CAD drawing, so hopefully this works out okay. And there it is, transferred from the cardboard onto the steel. Looks quite complicated, but hopefully not. I'm going to try and get that cut out. Right, so I've got that bit cut out of steel now, so I'm going to go ahead and buff off the paint and the container sticker before I fold it up, just because it'll make life easier. There it is, cleaned up, and I've got my fold lines in it. So I'm going to go ahead and fold it up now. Probably give it a wee heat to do that. There it is in the vise. It's quite a small vise, that's as tight as I could get it in, but I'll just have to do. I'm going to heat it up with a map gas first before I start folding it. There I've got it folded up and cut up and nearly in place. going to clean this up and put some tack welds just in there now, just to hold it where I need it. I'm going to bash this bit into position. Right, I've got the bottom piece, if you like, and the top piece clamped in and fitting more or less where it's supposed to. I'm going to need to put some tacks in it just to hold it, where I can clamp it in other bits just to hold it where it's meant to go, to put some more tacks in it, to take it off, to weld it. That's the plan. Right, I've got my tacks in. And that should be allowing me to take it off of there now and be able to weld it up in place, out of place. There it is off the cross member. It's tacked, so that should be able to get that welded up and then cleaned up. There it is, welded on the back side. I'm gonna stop the video there just because it'll be about 15 minutes long now, so that's long enough. I've picked up a few new subscribers on the way. I'd like to say thank you and welcome to the page or channel, whatever.